Hello, this is the March 2026 video edition of the Iowa General Fund Monthly Revenue Memo. My name is Eric Richardson, Senior Fiscal Analyst with the Iowa Legislative Services Agency, the nonpartisan support agency of the Iowa Legislature. This video covers Iowa General Fund revenue for fiscal year 2026 year to date. Due to accounting procedures, it is not possible to provide revenue updates at the start of the month until all transactions have been processed. For March 2026, the issues were eliminated with transactions processed on April 1st. Through April 1st, and on a fiscal year basis, net receipts decreased $453 million and 7.7%, an increase from the negative 9% growth rate calculated through March 3rd. For the fiscal year, there has been an increase of 7.6% in net sales and use tax revenues, while there have been decreases of 15% in net individual income tax, 39% in net corporate income tax, and 34.6% in net franchise tax. The individual income tax decrease is due to the flat 3.8% income tax rate that is fully instituted for a full year in FY 2026, while the corporate income tax decrease is likely due to economic conditions over the past year impacting Iowa's manufacturing and agricultural economies. Also, the One Big Beautiful Bill Act has created numerous tax incentives that are expected to reduce corporate income tax liability. Net franchise tax was historically high in FY 2025, contributing to the decrease this year. Breaking overall net revenue into gross receipts and refunds, the current situation looks slightly weaker. Gross revenues through April 1st have decreased by 8.2%, but the growth in net revenue comes in at minus 7.7% due to a decrease of 18.2% in refunds coming from the general fund. While gross deposits of sales tax have increased 7.6% for the fiscal year, sales tax transfers out of the general fund to the school infrastructure fund have increased by 5% in FY 2026. This chart shows fiscal year 2026 year-to-date net revenue growth as we calculate it for these monthly video memos. Growth through April 1st is $32 million higher than the growth calculated through March 3rd. Since March 3rd, miscellaneous tax contributed $56 million and sales and use tax contributed $45 million to the increase, partially offset by a decrease in individual income tax of $32 million as income tax return revenue has declined. Meanwhile, total tax refunds increased by $18 million from March 3rd, contributing negatively to general fund revenue growth. The OBA is expected to negatively impact general fund revenue beginning in FY 2026. The Revenue Estimating Conference, or REC, met on March 12th. The new REC estimate for the current year subtracted $46 million from the level projected in December 2025, with income tax decreasing by $73 million and corporate income tax decreasing by $87 million, partially offset by a decrease in refunds of $120 million. Specifically, the decrease in estimated corporate income tax revenue is primarily due to fewer estimate payments based on expected tax liability after the OBA was signed into law. Fiscal year 2026 net revenue is now projected to decrease $831 million and 9.3% compared to actual FY 2025 net revenue. The REC subtracted $27 million from the December estimate for the upcoming 2027 fiscal year, and the new estimate calls for an increase of $361 million and 4.4% compared to the latest FY 2026 estimate. In summary, the year-to-date rate of net revenue growth increased from March 3rd through April 1st, and overall growth of negative 7.7% remains above the negative 9.3% expected for the entire fiscal year. While the income tax rate cut to a flat 3.8% is now ingrained in year-over-year revenue comparisons between FY 2025 and FY 2026, which should stabilize the individual income tax withholding going forward, the passage of the OBA and related revenue impacts is expected to weigh on the rate of general fund growth for the remainder of fiscal year 2026. Thank you for taking the time to study Iowa's general fund revenue situation. Goodbye, and please check out the next monthly video memo in early May.